So glad that I have this platform to talk about this. It's been a minute and I feel like I still need to get this out. Let me set this up. So, a couple of years ago, I went on this interview, right? And it was for like an analyst position. But when you get to the virtual interview panel of people, and if you are a state worker, you know what I'm talking about, the panel, right? So on the actual virtual duty statement, it said AC coordinator. And I'm like, wait a minute. I said, excuse me, I think I'm in the wrong interview. I'm already an AC coordinator. I'm already an office tech. I'm here for the staff service analyst position, right? They said, oh, no, you're in the right one. This is an SSA position. However, um, all we want you to do is just do timesheets and man the front phone. I was like, wait a minute. You're saying all I have to do is be who I am now, but get paid a lot more. Are you sure I'm in the right interview? The panel said yes. I said, okay, great. Did the interview. Um, thought I did phenomenal because it was something that I was already doing, you know. And long story short, I didn't get it. They gave it to someone else in their unit, I believe. So they were just probably just having the interview, and there's no reason why I shouldn't have gotten that. It was just like, wait a minute. So maybe you guys already chose someone. That's in the life of a Cali state worker, where they'll make you go through the process, but they already have someone that they already chose in mind that's in their unit already, which is it's not cool. But anyway, such is life, right? So let me get back to his story. So I'm thinking, wait a minute. If this department is able to create a position like this, and you could turn my already position into a SSA, I was like, wait a minute, let me bring this to my boss and his bosses and ask them that this is actually possible. Baby, when I tell you, I am learning. I'm learning about people as I've been in this position, right? So I bring this to my manager, and he was like, but it's an SSA position, and why would I create that for you? Because I said, because I went to, and they were like, well, show me the duty statement. Here's where I went wrong. I had their duty statement of the analyst position, but the virtual teams duty statement said AC coordinator. I didn't screenshot that. I didn't think I would have to, because I'm thinking that my boss would contact that manager and say, whoa, was this true? You guys had a position that mirrors my employee, and you guys were able to turn this into an analyst position where, she could have made more money. Can I see that duty statement so that I can in turn do that? Because I'm already maxed out in my classification, right? So when I brought this, because I was excited, I was like, why not change my life? I was thinking, dang, that could do a lot for my kids, my family, get me out of this. I mean, I was like, whoa, right? Tell me why this person said, well, I don't know if you can read or write. The gaslighting began. The gaslighting began. Let me tell you something. So, my boss, who's my boss now, when I started this position, in 2018, right? Before I went to another agency to become a different, it's a whole another animal. We'll get into that. I'm praying on that story because I don't know if I want to tell that one. That one's crazy. But anyway, so the person that's my boss, we used to do human resources related work that required reading and writing. Okay. Um, I have to say my heart went to my stomach when he said that. I said, no, all you have to do is go talk to that manager that I was in an interview with downstairs, and she will vouch that that's what the interview was about. Well, I don't feel that I need to do that. Catchers and new members that just subscribe to me. I promise you, if I'm in a position where I know that I can change someone's life, not saying give them a handout, but if I know that I have the power to change a person's classification with what they're already doing. I'm not saying that you got to promote me into this position and qualify me. No. This, like I said, the duties were exactly mirrored to what I am doing currently. And all he had to do, and his counterparts, his colleagues, was just to change it, which in return would change my life completely. It wouldn't take anything away from them. I would still be that office tech, but with an analyst title, doing exactly in that interview in that other department. And it gets worse. I says, are you guys really able to do that? Yeah. And I'm thinking, well, could you do that for me? Like, this is amazing. I was like, oh my God, this would take my family out of poverty. This would be amazing. And when I tell you, he said that he would put me on a 5-year plan to do what I'm already doing, because he said, I don't know if you can read or write. Do you guys remember that? And listen, I'm a 1974 baby, but do you remember what's happening in that episode with Shirley going to this new job? Because she was a waitress, right? But she wanted to start a new career in an office. And instead of her giving her duties, instead of they giving her duties, right? They had her answering a phone, and it was I guess the company was called Ace Balloons. so, so that's what my husband said. Oh, they Ace ballooned you. I'm laughing now because I can laugh, but before then I was so hurt and I was so devastated because I'm like, wait a minute, you can change my life, but you want to gatekeep and you want to um, gaslight and say that you don't know that I can read or write when I have to read documents and process things that require me to read and write. It was just devastating to me. That's why I cannot, and as I told this person in a meeting before, I will not allow you to ever have me in a disgruntled um, kind of behavior at my job. It just made me go even more harder in a positive way because it's like, I can't allow you to have me show such disappointment or anger or sadness. I just refuse to, because at the end of it, I'm always professional, no matter what. And that's what I told that person. I said, I'm professional. You will never get disgruntled employee, no matter how much you try. People will try you. People will try you to steal your joy, to make you feel less than. And I've been learning that a lot in my position. The most fascinating thing about this boss, and I will say this in a positive light, for those that know me, you know, my mother suffered a stroke in August, and that's where he shows up. And where I need to take time off and take care of her, and go to this hospital and go to this uh, rehabilitation center. And it's one of the positive things about my position. You know, though I want to move in a different position right now, it's not the time right now because I don't want to start a new probation dealing with what I'm dealing with my mom. This person has been very supportive, which is, like I said, there is a blessing in all this mess. You know what I'm saying? The day in the life of a Cali state worker has its ups and downs, but I will say that this person has helped where I needed that person to help me. And this is, my mom, so I can't start anything new. One day I will. And hopefully I'll be in a financial position where she will have care during the day, um, and where I can, okay, it's time for me to grow and I can evolve and, um, you know, go to another level, who knows, I may be very successful. You hear stories about YouTubers being so successful and they make this their full time. But right now, I don't foresee that right now. I mean, I foresee myself being successful, but as far as quitting, oh, I need my health coverage. That would be the one reason why I would stay. But because I have good health coverage through the state. And then just always maybe using my 8 to 5 as um, a tool of saving, because then I can, save those checks and put them up and, say, once I get monetized, put money here, learning how to save and pay off debt. So, going back to that other video that I made, on how to survive on an entry level position, that's all going to be a part of it. Like I said, God willing, that I get so successful with YouTube and being able to, be organized with my money and um, and just really set my family up nice. That would be huge. But anyways, so in the end, with that whole situation, um, still has not even attempted to talk about upward mobility, within the unit that I'm in. But again, I'm so overwhelmed with taking care of my mom that upward mobility is just far from my thinking. Don't really know where I would want to go or start right now, because you need to devote time in a new position and, cannot miss days. So I think about that too. It's like, oh, should I start a new position while my mom is unpredictable? So I always toil with that. But I know that He has a plan for me. So I always listen closely to what He is saying, but right now is not the time. But, you know, I would tell somebody right now, if you're 50 or you are 40 and you are able to reposition or pivot to another career, do not allow your insecure um, boss or boss that's not pouring into you. Do not allow that person to stunt your growth. Do not allow that person to make you feel you cannot succeed in 2025. I'm here to tell you that that is a lie. You can do all things through Christ. And even if you don't believe in Christ, you still can do all things, okay? Believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. I refuse at this stage in my life, and I'm talking to a 25-year-old also right now. I'm talking to a 30-year-old person. Do not let anyone discourage you from going to the next level. If they don't want to help you, okay, that's okay. You show up at work, you be professional, and then you go to work and start looking elsewhere and still interviewing. Don't give up. Research that position that you want. Or if it's entrepreneurship, research on how to get those grants and, loans and um, all those great things. You know, prepare, prepare, prepare. And just like this pastor said this past Sunday, in order to pivot, you got to pivot lightly. You can't be heavy when you pivot. And I mean by that, get rid of that old you that don't believe that you can succeed. Get out of your way. Really, I've been there. It is a debilitating debilitating feeling when you are in front of yourself. You're talking yourself out of things because you're like, oh, I don't believe I can do that. Oh, I don't believe I could be successful. Get out of your way in 2025. The sky's the limit. Grab a hold of it. Okay? Smile through it. You know what I'm saying? You may have to cry through it sometimes. That's okay too. Talk it out, pray about it, meditate, whatever. But do it. Just do it. Don't be afraid. Be fearless. Be fearless. I'm treating turning 50 as if, listen, this is my chapter. This is my last chapter. And to do it right this time, Do not carry dead weight. And what I mean by that also is people that don't want to evolve. Friends that complain but don't want to problem solve. Don't answer that phone. I'm telling you. Listen, I have really set boundaries, and I mean business. It's not just about 2025, it's about my life. I have set boundaries, and I'm going to stick to it, you guys. Listen, if you are on this same path as me, even if you're not a state worker and you just work for the private sector, right? And you are going through it within your position, and you've been through the gaslighting of bosses and, just the whole shebang, comment, comment. You may even have some advice for me, okay? But subscribe, and thank you so much for listening. Happy New Year, you guys.